Let's work our way back in time to July 2014. At this stage, Sophie had never set eyes on Simon, but knew all about him. As Kate, Simon's cousin, and Laura, Sophie's sister, had been planning about getting these two together for the best part of a year. So Kate and Scott's big day arrived, and we all gathered at the beautiful venue Castle Leslie, and surprise, surprise, at the wedding breakfast, I was placed next to Simon and Sophie opposite. Poor Simon did not stand a chance.
Apparently, I found out that there was a bit of competition I didn't know about. Prince Harry's lookalike was there. He was as much crack as a mild concussion, so I managed to get through. Happy days, happy days.
I decided I actually quite liked this one. I soon realised there was something a bit different about Simon, something very special. I think it was when he told me he was sharing a room with his Uncle Hugh. That night, I had no idea who Uncle Hugh was. Where are you, Uncle Hugh? You're there.
We met in Castle Leslie in Ireland. The first time I laid my eyes on you, I was knocked off my feet. I looked across the room to see this beautiful girl with dark hair, a gorgeous complexion, and a beautiful smile. So I just assumed that maybe you were one of Kate's exotic friend from a distant destination. You can only imagine how surprised I was when we first broke breath to each other and Sophie said, "Hey up, lad. I'm Sophie and I'm from Yorkshire." So I spent most of Cousin Kate's wedding trying to play it cool and showing little interest when really I was far too shy to make the first move on you. The night wore on and it was about that time that far too many people in this room know about. I pulled out my worm and you couldn't handle anymore. Now, for those of you who don't know what my worm is, it is a dance move. It often comes out after a result of peer pressure or one too many of Bushmill's finest. But success, a connection was made. And we spent the rest of the evening dancing and chatting, and I just knew there was something special about you. Our night ended with a kiss when you proceeded to close a door in my face. I waited for what felt like an eternity to no answer. This was definitely the coolest move I'd ever seen. But who would have known that my worm would have proved so powerful that it convinced you not to move to Australia, and you come back to London where our adventure truly started together. Spem success is alit, which means success nourishes hope. Sophie, meeting you has been my greatest success. Your willingness to be my wife nourishes hope for my future. Our success is having everyone whom we love and who is important to us here today to share our wedding day. And this nourishes hope, our hope for our future together as husband and wife.
I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife.
Sophie is my baby. She is my soulmate. We are scarily similar. She must be one of the most thoughtful, caring, compassionate, sympathetic people I have ever had the fortune to know. Simon, I am delighted that you came into Sophie's life with your lashes to die for.
Simon has been my best friend for 22 years now, and I love him to pieces. During today's speech, I've had a bit of fun at Simon's expense and said a few things about him along the way. I started off by saying how, much like Prince Harry, Simon was punching above his weight, but Sophie, you're just as lucky to have this guy. I called him a slow starter, but actually you're a strong finisher. Look at where you are now. I described you as bronché. Oh no, you did that. I of course described you as loose, but what that really means is you've lived, you've had a laugh, and you've enjoyed yourself. You've been a great best friend. And lastly, I said you had a big forehead. That one's still true. I think the level of respect I have for you can be summed up in one thought. There's a few people in my life that when I'm faced with a difficult situation or a problem, I think to myself, what would they do? My mum and dad, my wife, and you. And I genuinely mean that. It makes me so happy to see you so happy, to see you both so happy. Sophie, you're a stunning bride and a beautiful person, and you found the greatest best friend that anyone could ever wish to have. Trust me on that, I should know. I wish you both a lifetime of happiness, and I'd like to ask you all now to please be upstanding and raise a glass to my best friend and his new wife, to the bride and groom.
Sophie, I'll never forget the moment that I knew I loved you. You're the most beautiful girl, and I've never known anyone who loves and cares for me like you do. I love you, and I'm so proud to call you my wife. Let's please raise a toast to my wife, Sophie Ross.